Success, it looks different for everybody. You know, sometimes I sit and think about what would success look like for me. You know, what are my goals? Where do I want to go? How quickly do I want to get there? What does it look like, right? You end up comparing yourself and where you are to where somebody else is. Is overnight success a real thing, or is it just how it's presented to us? So in this video, we're going to dive into the overnight success.
I've been here a long time. I'm from Cuba. A lot of black folks in Cuba. You wouldn't know that from being here, though. I was a wild little shorty, man. Just like you. Running around with no shoes on, the moon was out. This one time, I run by this old lady. I was running, hollering, cutting a food, boy. This old lady, she stopped me. She said, running around, catching you no boy that light. In Moonlight, black boys look blue. You blue. That's why I gonna call you. Blue.
So your name Blue?
Nah.
At some point, you gotta decide for yourself who you gonna be. Can't let nobody make that decision for you.
Mahershala Ali won the Academy Award for actor in a supporting role. In my opinion, that's what kind of boosted him into the A-list status. So, you know, I would imagine that some people didn't know who he was until that moment, and they probably deemed him an overnight success. But are they right? Is an overnight success a thing? We often hear stories about celebrities and how they were discovered, you know, their meteoric rise, their sudden ascension to fame. Now, what we don't realize is most of these people, they've been doing it for years. This is not something that they just decided to pick up. But check their resumes. You know, go on IMDb, look at their film credits, their theater, and they've been doing it for years. They've been at it. And since we're stuck at home due to this global pandemic, I'm sure that you've watched a few TV shows that you haven't watched in a while, and you recognize somebody's face that's now famous, and they were in a smaller role. Like my previous example, Mahershala Ali won an Oscar for supporting actor in 2017. But listen to him talk about when he actually got started acting.
I started acting in 1993, you know, and so, and started working professionally in 2000.
And Mahershala, he's not an outlier. Listen to Matt Damon talk about how he was considered an overnight success.
This must be your experience, is that when you hear your history told back to you, I'm sure all that time gets compressed.
Oh yeah,
You came out from Boston, you wrote Good Will Hunting, and then you're up on the stage.
We were overnight successes. I remember Ben and I being so kind of taking umbrage with this idea that we were overnight successes. Like Good Will Hunting came out, I was 27. I'd been in the union since I was 16, like trying to, you know, going to New York, trying to get, you know.
Right. After you realize all the hard work that they had to do to get to where they are now, just know that you can get there too. But also recognize that you might not get there exactly when you want, but you'll never get there if you give up. You have to endure rejection, self-doubt, the highs, the lows, because the work you do before you get the recognition is where you're going to be spending most of your time. And this is the real work that nobody sees.
It's interesting because that's never really articulated. With the way we talk about acting, the way we talk about the business, we really don't talk about the workman-like qualities within it, and how you really only actually act between action and cutting like 10% of the time. The rest of it is prepping for it, to the wardrobe, the costume elements of it, the building the psychology and getting ready for the piece itself.
And working on yourself.
Actually getting to act is so. It's such a minuscule part of the experience that you have to love it that much. That's not to say it isn't great, because it's holistically, it's an amazing experience, but there's a real tax within it that you have to be conscious of going within it and say, all right, I love this so much that all these little aspects that add up to make this the fuller experience, I'm okay with. You know, the time sacrifice your family had. You know,
You don't see 'em.
You don't see them. You really don't. You just start like passing ships for maybe 10 months in a year. And I think it's, in some ways, it's good for people to know that, because celebrities and storytellers are really elevated. And so you ask, when I was growing up, I would never hear a kid say, what do you want to do when you grow up? And no one would say famous, per se. We could do a better job of really helping folks understand what it is and sort of, you know, demystify it a bit so that it's a little bit clearer as to like the work that goes into building these characters and telling these stories, and how hard it is to actually do that well, you know, or they have something that people actually want to go see and walk out the theater and say like, wow, that was a great experience.
So if you accept this as something that's necessary, then you can use it to fuel the actions that you need to take towards your goal, whether it's becoming a working actor, becoming a movie star, you know, just wanting to be famous, maybe, I don't know, winning an Oscar, a Tony, Emmy. Build up the foundation for your success, even when nobody else can see it. And I hope this helps you get into the right mind space to just keep pushing. Decide for yourself who you want to be. If you like this video, go ahead and turn that like button blue, hit the red subscribe button, and hit the bell so you're notified from my future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you on set.
Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When I dare to challenge the system that would relegate us to victims and stereotypes with no clear historical backgrounds, no hopes or talents, when I questioned that method of portrayal, a different path opened up for me. The path to my destiny. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. If it's meant for you, I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Now, this is your time.